Around a month ago, about 2/3 of our school went back in person. We asked 6th, 7th, and 8th graders alike to see how they felt about the new system. The vast majority of you guys we polled liked in-person much better than the online model.
I'm gonna say that it's great. The classrooms are super safe and I'm really happy that I can see all my friends.
Well, we're sitting in front of your computer all day. It's not kind of unhealthy.
Yeah.
So being in person, getting the lessons, it's much better.
I missed in-person school so much, and I missed just seeing my friends and socializing with them and stuff.
I haven't seen tons of people in a year basically, so it's really nice to see my teachers and some of my friends who are my cohort in person.
We had a scale of 1 to 10 of in-person overall, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and the average was about an 8, which is actually really good. A new schedule means new habits and new means of transportation. The most popular way by far is in a car, with walking taking a close second, and biking, always next year. Anyways, when you're in person, you can't just roll out of bed and throw on a t-shirt, which means that there are new habits to be made, new wake-up times, new procedures before you head out the door, new wardrobe, and more.
And some new habits I had to make for the new schedule is waking up earlier so I could get to school on time and not relying on the bell to tell me when I should get to class.
Special thanks to all of those that were willing to get interviewed and filled out our poll. Congrats, Tiger Cubs, on almost a month into this new schedule.
Hi, I'm Michelle Curry. I'm the Director of Food and Nutrition, and I wanted to go over with you what food we are giving away every day at the middle school if you're coming for hybrid learning. So if you go online, first of all, their menu is there, and it talks about each group, A and B, and which food they're going to get and what they're going to get hot and what they're going to get frozen or cold to take home. We also online have our heating instructions, and I also have some here at the site. You can tell your child to come get them, or if you're coming through, grab those on your way out. So you're going to get milk and juice at the end of the line, and that's optional, and that you can get it for 2 or 3 days. And every day you come, there's going to be a hot entree. So today we had our rotini with meat sauce and garlic toast. Very yummy, nice and hot, and there's a fork, so you can eat it as soon as you leave. And then we're going to give you 2 more days of entrees. So you have shrimp poppers with tater tots and French bread pizza. And you can stick those in the oven using the heating instructions and have those for lunch on the days you're doing distance learning. And then we have breakfast items. And the great thing about the breakfast items is we want you to bring them back for snack when you're coming to school at hybrid. So we gave you juice boxes. We have these, you have all this fruit, you have string cheese, cereal, and you can even bring a bagel with cream cheese back. As always, our stuff is reduced sugar, it's 51% whole grain, and we follow all the guidelines. So it's good for you, and it's fuel for your brain.
Welcome to episode number 2 of Tech Talks. Today we're going to be talking about programming and coding. What is programming and why is it important? Frankly put, the definition of computer programming is, quote, the process of designing and building an executable program to accomplish a specific computing result or to perform a specific task, end quote. So, to sum that up, programming is coding something to do something specific. Now, if you take a series of code mixed with a user interface, you can make an app. If you take what I mentioned last episode with 3D modeling, you can make a video game. When programming, there is not one language of code. In fact, according to Wikipedia, there's a whopping 700 programming languages. Now, I can't tell you which programming language is easiest, but what I can tell you is once you get into one language, you can learn the others faster. And don't think that you're required to learn every language. You only have to learn one to do something cool. If you want to start programming games, a good start is with Roblox. You may be looking at me like, Roblox? But yes, our childhood game is actually more of a developer program than a game. You can use Lua and 3D modeling to create a game on Roblox and make a small stream of revenue. If you want to make a more complicated game, try C# and use the program called Unity. Or maybe you don't want to make a game, you can program a robot, an app, a website. Almost anything you can interact with on your computer is programmed. So with that note being said, thank you for listening. I took a trip over to downtown LA so that I could review some skate spots for you guys. The first spot we went to is the Vapa Gap. This spot is fun if you have a high enough ollie to gap it. The second spot is a nice 7 stair. This was fun because my whole group could try it. I approve of this spot. The next spot is a little grind ledge. The problem with this spot is that it was way too narrow and the rollaway just went into a wall. I do not approve of this spot.
On Saturday, April 24th, 2021 at 5:08 a.m. Eastern Time, history was made when a 4-person crew named Crew 2 successfully made it to the International Space Station. The crew lifted off the day before on Friday, April 23rd at 5:49 a.m. Eastern Time on a SpaceX Falcon 9, a reusable rocket. This mission was the first time SpaceX launched a reused rocket with a crew on board. The 4-person crew had 2 people from NASA, Shane Kimbrough and Megan MacArthur, 1 person from the European Space Agency, Thomas Pesquet, and 1 person from the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, Akihiko Hoshide. In November of 2020, SpaceX launched Crew 1 to the ISS, and those astronauts are scheduled to come back to Earth on May 1st. SpaceX's goal is to develop launch systems that are fully reusable, including the spaceship and both stages of the rocket.
Hi, I'm Charlie, and today we're making green chicken enchiladas. First, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 375 and lightly oil a 9x13 inch baking dish. To make the enchilada filling, you will need these ingredients. First, you're going to want to dice the onion and cook it in a pan over medium heat with 1 tablespoon of canola oil. In a bowl, combine your onion mixture and the remaining ingredients for your filling. Once you're done filling and rolling all the enchiladas, place the remaining salsa and cheese on top and bake for 40 minutes. The final product should look like this.
Batman Arkham Knight, which was released in 2015, is the 3rd installment in the series that has come from
Rocksteady Studios.
The Batman Arkham series, which started in 2009 with Arkham Asylum, was huge for gaming as a whole, introducing a new combat system called the Free Flow system, which was adopted by countless other games. Arkham Knight, of course, continues the use of this system. The story goes as follows. The Joker has just died, in the last game, and now there is a power vacuum in Gotham City. The Scarecrow uses his fear gas as a threat to cause everyone in Gotham to evacuate, leaving behind only criminals. Batman, with the help of the Gotham City Police Department, takes down Scarecrow, but soon after is confronted with a new problem. A new vigilante has been introduced into Gotham, and he is called the Arkham Knight. You spend the rest of the game playing as Batman as you try to take down the Arkham Knight and his miniature army from the top. The game also introduces a few new mechanics, most notably the Batmobile, which is used very often in the game, along with a new map which is larger than ever before in the Arkham series, and also a variety of side quests in which you do detective work in order to apprehend some of Batman's most infamous foes. For the most part, the gameplay is good, although the Batmobile is a bit overused, with many missions requiring you to use it. Otherwise, the plot and pacing were really good, and you're in for an interesting twist at the end. There are also a few parts where you get to play as Robin or Nightwing, which adds some variety to the gameplay. The game has a few flaws, but for the most part, it faithfully continues the Arkham storyline, and is a very entertaining game. I've given it a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching.